With that being said, let's go ahead and start the review for Death Stranding 2 on the beach. I want to say that before we even get started, this game was an absolute emotional roller coaster. There were some very cheesy parts, but there also was some very poetic and sad and beautiful parts all at the same time. So we'll start with the review talking about the graphics with Death Stranding 2. The graphics compared to 1 to 2 are like night and day. Not that Death Stranding 1 had bad graphics. It had amazing graphics, but putting them together and comparing them side by side, the leap forward that Kojima and his team did was absolutely stunning. I found myself a lot of times, especially like off stream, just walking around and enjoying the world space. Like everything they built felt lived in, even though that you're traveling all alone. It just was an absolute gorgeous and stunning world. I know I spent a ton of time up at the top of the mountain just looking at everything, just seeing the clouds and being at the peak. It was so beautiful. It was absolutely gorgeous. The game lighting was amazing too, seeing the sun come through the trees, having the god rays, even when you're in dark areas. It's just a really good job on graphics, lighting, just amazing job. Soundtrack, oh man, the soundtrack for Death Stranding 1 was amazing. 2 was even better. How? I don't know. It just, whenever Kojima has been making the Death Stranding games, when it comes to the music, he's just got an ear for music, especially like fitting it with the tone of the area that you're walking in. Like you'll just be walking and, you know, a song comes on, whether it's like Low Roar or Woodkid or the Silent Poets, and you're walking through an area and you just hear this music kick in, and it fits the environment and the scene perfectly. Absolutely amazing soundtrack. If you don't have the game, but you want to listen to the soundtrack, man, look it up for sure. Whether it's Spotify, YouTube, any of that, listen to the music of Death Stranding. Absolute bangers, 10 out of 10 for sure on the soundtrack alone. Characters are always well written. At least in my opinion, characters are always well written when it comes to Kojima. It gets a little weird. You know, Kojima is very literal in the sense of naming his characters, like Die Hard Man. Die Hard Man's name is Die Hard Man because it's hard for him to die, man. You know, or Fragile. Her name's Fragile because she well, in the first game had a lot of time fall on her, so she became Fragile. Doll Man, literally a doll called Doll Man. So it's just like, I get that the naming of characters are very literal, but when it comes to their actual personalities and the story that's built around them, they do an amazing job. And especially the actors that voiced them and did the mocap, the motion capture, did an amazing job. Beautiful scene between Norman Reedus's character and Leah. I'm gonna pronounce her name very poorly, so I'll just say Fragile's character or voice actress. When they were going to the beach was just a beautiful scene, and then afterwards finding out that Fragile's been dead like the whole time, just absolutely tragic. It was just, oh man, heartbreaking. The story of the game, I'll say this, was very good. I enjoyed the story a lot. But if you haven't played the first one, I recommend going back, playing the first game, and then playing Death Stranding 2, because you will be completely lost. In my opinion, it needs to be played back to back, or you're going to forget what happened in the first one, and then you're going to have to catch up, and you're just going to be lost. It just is what it is. It's one of those games you need to pay attention to the story. You need to play the first one to understand where the story is going and everything. So overall, story's good, but if you haven't played the first one, play the first one. Side quests, I mean, there was side quests, but mostly the way that I'm looking at side quests in the game is you're doing deliveries, because you don't have to do all those deliveries. You don't have to do them. You can do bare minimum and still beat the game. So I'm looking at when you're doing deliveries to other places, the bunkers and the stations and facilities and stuff, that's to me like all side quests. So sure, I guess they're cool if you like delivering a bunch of packages and being a post-apocalyptic Amazon delivery driver. So I mean, it is what it is. Combat in the game was vastly improved compared to Death Stranding 1. Death Stranding 1's combat, I cannot say that it was good. It was combat. It was combat, but it wasn't good. In Death Stranding 2, there is just so many ways to go about combat, from weapons like guns to bolas to even melee. Melee combat was improved tenfold. Being able to do a jumping kick or a running kick, or doing a spin kick, and just all these cool ass moves, especially like going to the pizza guy and getting even more moves and having kung fu. That was so freaking cool. So combat to me vastly improved, but if I'm going to compare it to other games, it's not going to hold a candle to other games. Combat in Death Stranding is very basic. I'll put it that way. It's very basic. It's not very elaborate like you'll see with Dark Souls or you'll see with Devil May Cry. It is basic, but still relatively good. I would give combat probably like a 5 out of 10 if I had to rate it. The gameplay in all, I really enjoy, but I also understand that other people may not enjoy the gameplay of Death Stranding. If you're coming from Death Stranding 1 and you're wanting to play Death Stranding 2, you're going to have fun. Especially if you enjoyed Death Stranding 1, you're going to enjoy Death Stranding 2. If you didn't enjoy Death Stranding 1, do not play Death Stranding 2, because you're going to be disappointed. It's the exact same game, just prettier with better guns and combat systems. And I can't even say a better story. I think the story is kind of... They lean on each other, but they're well told. Whether it's Death Stranding 1 or Death Stranding 2, the stories hold up on both sides. So, in my opinion, if you didn't like Death Stranding 1, don't play Death Stranding 2, because you're going to be disappointed. But if you really enjoyed Death Stranding 1, pick this game up. You're going to have a ton of fun. Bugs, I didn't really find any bugs. I think there was maybe one bug. It was when I was trying to fight a hand BT to capture it. It wouldn't pop up, and I was running all around the area in the tar and stuff, and I had to do a reload. But after I reloaded the game and came back, the hand did pop up, and I was able to capture it. Other than that, there were really no bugs, no audio glitches, anything like that. Not even lighting glitches or pop-in textures. Like, there wasn't any of that. So overall, the game was very well polished. Very well polished. So altogether, what did I think of Death Stranding? What rating would I give Death Stranding? I would have to say a 9 out of 10. And the reason why I can't give it a 10 out of 10 is because a lot of the delivery system got very tedious, which I don't mind, but you spend a lot of time going back and forth, and it took up a ton of my time. I wasn't able to finish it all before we finished the game. So it knocks it down a point just because, in my opinion, it became like a monotonous task that I was just like, all right, I'm done with it. You know, I enjoy the chill vibes, but when you see the same road back and forth for like 2-3 hours, you're like, okay, I think I've had enough of this. So 9 out of 10. I definitely recommend this game to anybody that enjoyed Death Stranding 1. Definitely worth it. So if you guys enjoyed the review, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down button. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. If you enjoy content just like this, be sure to subscribe, or don't. I don't know. I'm not your dad. Do whatever you want. And like always, everybody, have a good morning, a good afternoon, or a good night, whatever time it may be in your part of the world. Mr. John Wayne, signing off.